song. I remember back when I was like 4 years old, preschool, dude, lying in bed praying to God to please show me who my future husband would be. Did you catch that?
Mm-mm.
I was 4.
Oh.
Why is a 4-year-old praying to God to show her the one who would make her life complete, make her whole, make her fulfilled? I was that young, and I was already programmed by the bullshit romantic fantasy software program. More like a virus, really. It's a software program that would send me on a lifelong course of distraction and broken hearts and even devastation. And that's why this song, Something Better, was ever even born. Because I had come to a point in my life when I was starting to snap out of that software program. A program that I had been operating under my entire life. That it had me running around looking for some knight in shining armor to validate the worthiness of me. That would be so deeply in love with me that I would finally have proof that I matter.
Oh my God, that's so sad, okay.
I didn't realize that I was doing that, of course. When in kindergarten, I would pick Eric Berezhikov to be nap leader every chance I got. Talk about cronyism. Because my first husband was gonna be Eric Berezhikov, the little Russian boy. I was colluding with Russia way before it was the talk of the town, okay? And I also didn't realize that I was running that program in the 4th grade when I would spend every freaking day fantasizing about my 4th grade teacher. Because, you know, there was only like a 30-year age difference between us. Like, we could have worked through that. Sometimes I wonder what 4th grade would have been like if I'd have actually been present in class, paying attention to what we were learning, instead of getting lost in some bullshit romantic fantasy software program. I also remember a few years after 4th grade, walking down the beach in Whiskey Town when I was camping with my family in my fluorescent spandex bicycle shorts, because it was the 90s, listening to my Walkman, playing that song by Paula Abdul over and over again. You know, rush, rush, hurry, hurry, lover, come to me. Fantasizing about how some dream boy was gonna come up to me on the beach and look deeply in my eyes and tell me that he loved me forever. What? Like that was gonna happen. It didn't, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Maybe it was the bicycle shorts. But I fantasized about that shit the entire trip. I wonder what that family camping trip might have been like if I'd have actually been there. I don't know, maybe I could have just enjoyed hanging out with my family. Although if memory serves, they were mostly fighting the whole time anyway. So. And really, I could share countless similar stories like this, where instead of being present in my life, how I allowed that bullshit romantic fantasy software program to whisk me away to some bullshit romantic fantasy cloud in the sky. Oh, poppycock, you say? Nothing wrong with a little schoolgirl fantasy? Oh, but there is something wrong with it, Mr. Poppycock, because it started to cause some serious problems, that there bullshit romantic fantasy software program. Not only because it was a very strong force pulling me out of my life, God knows how many hours and days and weeks of my life I spent fantasizing about something that was gonna, ironically, rescue me from my life. But also because as these seeds were cultivated and planted and nourished and reaffirmed by every stinking movie I watched, and every stinking song that I listened to, and every stinking billboard I saw from the freeway showing some happy couple who just gotten a brand new stinking engagement ring. Heterosexual couple, of course. Man, woman, happy. This is what you want. See this? This is what you want. Every bit of pop culture infiltrating my brain from the start. That was from the start in some kind of weird accent. I don't know what accent that was. But this started to become a real problem when I began engaging in real romantic relationships. You know why? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because none of them actually had a chance to be real. Because when you're trapped inside of a bullshit romantic fantasy software program, it's actually designed to ensure that you won't be happy. Because, see, the program confirms that you will not be fulfilled or complete on your own. So at all other costs, you must seek out your other half to complete you. Must find mate, must find mate, must find mate. Damned if I did and damned if I didn't. See, because even if I found the other half, well, I couldn't be happy with them neither. At least not while I was overlaying my bullshit romantic fantasy software screen on them. All that ever happened in that scenario was a reward-punishment system wherein the other party would either be rewarded or punished based upon whether or not they fulfilled my bullshit romantic fantasy software program requirements. And of course, I eventually realized that the decks were stacked against happiness double time, because the entire time that I was holding my potential mates in comparison to this bullshit romantic fantasy software program requirements, they were doing the exact same bullshit to me. But even after years of finding love to be very disappointing, I still was not going to delete my bullshit romantic fantasy software program. Oh no. Oh no. I eventually realized that I dig chicks. I just figured, well, that must be why stuff isn't working out so good with dudes. I just need a chick knight in shining armor to fulfill me. After all, another woman in all of her emotional complexity would have to, it stands to reason, understand me in all of my emotional complexity. Right? Surely a woman would know how to fulfill all of my bullshit romantic fantasies. No. Nope. Ends up that relationships with women folk are just as dysfunctional as relationships with men folk. Now how about that? So during one particularly disappointing romantic letdown, I suddenly had this experience where I saw, like in the movies where they show you all the scenes from the movie that finally leads the character to realize the truth. And then I saw how being lost inside my head in some bullshit romantic fantasy software program, chasing after this imaginary and perfect person who's gonna make me complete or whatever, just kept creating one disaster after another, after another. But that wasn't enough to stop me. Oh no. Because these software programs that get installed into our CPU, they run deep and temporary self is so smart and resourceful that it will cling to any outside belief that says something out there will make it live forever, so that it doesn't have to deal with how scared it is to be a temporary self.
Aww.
Just say you love me forever. Forever. Tell me you'll love me forever. Never, 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 never. All I'm saying is that I spent the whole first part of my life looking for a man to complete me, and that didn't work out. So I spent the next part of my life trying to find a woman to complete me. that didn't work either. So then I just figured, well, I just need to have a man and a woman at the same time. Then I'll be fulfilled. That'll work. Right? So, I've dated some couples for a while, and that's really just like dysfunction times 2. It's like dysfunction cubed. It's exponential. Conjunction, junction, what's your dysfunction?
Don't get me wrong. It's still my fave.
So that was a very long-winded way of me saying that for my entire life, I've been running a very outdated software program that has caused me and others, at the very least, some discomfort, and at the worst, total devastation. And it's mostly because of a software program that I didn't even know that I had. Like a fish that doesn't even realize it's swimming in water. It can be really tough to notice when you're brainwashed. Really, how could I ever find happiness if I'm running a bullshit romantic fantasy software program that says I could actually never be happy without it? Are you picking up what I'm dropping? That puts so much pressure on romance, it doesn't stand a chance. Like I say in the lyric of this song, something better. It hurts to finally break the spell. And it hurts because when I did break the spell, I realized that I had spent a shit ton of my life being so terrified of taking responsibility for myself in my own life, my own sense of purpose, my own destiny, in my own meaning, that I wasted a shit ton of that life trying to pawn off that responsibility onto someone else. My true love. If I could find some happiness and purpose and reason for being, because my bullshit romantic fantasy software program person provided that for me, then I could finally relax. Just be fulfilled.
I'm so alone. Oh, thank God. Now we can get fat and watch Netflix together forever.
And how many wonderful people have I been involved with? I mean, not that they weren't totally fucked up and dysfunctional too, but my point is, maybe I could have actually been a little bit more present with them. Because maybe being present, I could more objectively decide whether or not I felt like dealing with their bullshit romantic fantasy software program was worth it or not. Instead of resenting them for not being the perfect man or the perfect woman as I held them in comparison to my own bullshit romantic fantasy software program. It hurt to finally break the spell. Because when you wake up from certain things, you realize all of the stupid shit you did when you were sleepwalking. But like the lyrics also say in this song, that's all right. Because I've realized in the endless running of my bullshit romantic fantasy software program that there is no person, nor any polyamorous people out there who will make me feel fulfilled or who will complete me or make me whole, because I already came that way. Straight from the God Factory. And I've found that it is in the realizing of that one finally becomes free enough that one is actually able to find something better. And who knows what something better will be? It may be a rich couple from Marin who will be my sugar mama daddy. Or maybe it will be a harem of 7 virgins. No. We want somebody who knows what they're doing, after all. Maybe something better will be getting married and having 2.5 kids and a white picket fence. No, not for me. Not for me. But thank you. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm good, thanks. Maybe something better isn't finding the perfect romantic story to fulfill my every bullshit romantic fantasy. Maybe something better is being free from the need to have that at all. Maybe. What you think about that? And being able to feel whole and complete and fulfilled and able to embrace life as a whole human being. Whether or not somebody has promised to love me until death do us part. Who came up with that shit? That's twisted. You will love me until I die. You have to now. You signed this contract saying that you would love me no matter how much of an asshole I am. And that you'll only have sex with me, even though I'm gross. Oh, no thanks. I appreciate the offer though. Thank you. I'm cool, thanks. Maybe something better is being free from the tiresome search of always trying to find something better. Of just being present in all of my relationships. Just seeing them for what they are. Instead of obsessing over how they're not being something that they're not.
I'll find something better, and it won't need permission. No, I don't need permission.
Thanks for coming this week on me and my song. Come on back next week as I sing for you the song I just told you all about in the Raw Reveal. Just so you know, I keep doing this because I know it makes you smile and sometimes even laugh, and because I know that music heals. I know that. And I'm going to keep on doing it no matter what.
Yes.
But also, just so you know, it is really hard work and it does cost a lot of money, and I don't get vacation days. So if you feel so inclined to be a donator, please do so. I won't stop you, really. Come on, feel free. You could donate just one time, like throw in a tip in my tip jar. Or you could donate whatever amount you want every month. Just like, cha-ching, just throw me a little chump change every month. I just said chump change, like I'm a chump or something. If you become a monthly donator, you get special perks, like free music downloads, extra videos, and a cool shirt like this, because having money on planet Earth always gets you special perks. But this is a 100% guilt-free request. I do this hoping to make you feel good, so don't feel bad if you can't cough up the dough. Shoot, I'm just glad you're here, because otherwise I'd be all alone. Well, you know what I mean. This is Jessica Leia signing off. Thanks for coming. Come on back next week. I will be here for you. And also, if you could just do me a favor and remember, keep singing your song.
Me and my song.
Hashtag it's a mess in there.